Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks. I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do something totally yummy from the French Alps region. I'm going to make tartiflette. This was requested by Denise Marks quite a while ago, but I finally got around to it. And if you've never heard of or had tartiflette, it's basically potato, cheese and bacon casserole. Sounds like heaven. And I'm sure I've had lots and lots of requests for this over the years, but every time I've looked at doing it, the recipes always say you must use this special cheese called Reblochon, which is from the Savoy region of France where this dish comes from. It turns out you don't have to. I mean, if you want to be totally authentic, but it's not easy to get in the UK and it is very expensive. It's impossible to get in the US because it uses raw milk, unpasteurized milk, so it's banned. But recently I came across a video where they said, so forget the Reblochon and use a substitute. Camembert is a really good substitute, so that's what I'm going to use. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. Ring a ding ding, the bell, and let's get on with it. Tartiflette. Ingredients for the tartiflette. But the name, by the way, comes from the Savoy language name for potatoes, which is like tartifles or something. So, something like that. So, 2 big tartifles, about 500 grams, a medium onion, 2 cloves of garlic, 2 sprigs of thyme, 150 grams of bacon in pretty much whatever form you like lardons, you know, thick cut or whatever. 150 ml of creme fraiche, 100 ml of single cream or white wine if you've got any. We haven't. And the main cheese that goes on top, your Camembert, this is a 250 gram round, and also some other cheese to go in the middle, some melty cheese. That's 125 grams of cheddar. You could use Gruyere or Emmental or, you know, whatever. Melty cheese is what you want. Right, first thing to do is prep the tatties. We need to peel them and then slice them, not too thin, not too thick, so about 5 millimeters, quarter of an inch. And then pop them in a pan with enough cold water to cover them and a generous pinch of salt. Put that on the stove, bring it to the boil and turn it down to simmer and let them cook for about 20 minutes till they're tender but not falling apart. While the potatoes are cooking, we can prep the bacon and the garlic and the onions. So I'm just going to cut the bacon into little bits, kind of like that, and keep the fat on. Then peel and slice the onions and cut them into half moons. And then we'll peel and mince the garlic. I'll move the potatoes onto a smaller ring, and then I've got this cast iron cooking vessel. We'll put that on medium heat, and don't add any fat at this stage, but do add the bacon, and the fat on the bacon should render down. If you haven't got enough fat, you might need to add some butter or lard or oil or whatever you like, just to stop it sticking. And when the bacon is kind of a bit crispy, take it out and add more fat if required, and then add the onions. Let those cook for about 15 minutes. I won't say until they're caramelised because that takes a lot longer than 15 minutes. When you've got your onions going, season them with salt and pepper. Add the garlic and stir that in. Now I'm going to add the bacon back in, stir that round, and then add the creme fraiche and the single cream or white wine if you're using that. Just get those all mixed together, and by that time the potatoes should be cooked as well. So drain those and let them dry in the colander over the pan. In my case I'm using this cast iron pan, to cook it in the oven, so I'm just going to remove everything from it and give it a wash, and then build the tartiflette. Actually, before we assemble it, we need to cut the Camembert or the Reblochon or whatever you've got in half, lengthways, or across its equator if it was a spherical thing. I'm talking tosh. Here we go. Whoa, stinky. Yeah. And then cut those in half. Now at this point you want to have your oven heating to 160 degrees Celsius for a fan oven, convection oven. That's 180 for a conventional one, and that is gas 4. I won't do it now because it's noisy. So, right, assembly. Get your nice clean casserole dish and spread a layer of potatoes on the bottom. So you just want to use half of the potatoes for this layer. And then most of the bacon and onion mix. Try and get all the potatoes covered. And the grated cheddar cheese or Gruyere or whatever. The rest of the spuds in a single layer. The remaining onion and bacon mix just around the edge, really. And finally, like Camembert, cut side down so you've got the rind facing upwards. Just a bit of time on those for a bit of colour, a bit of flavour. Now I'll pop this in the oven for about 40 minutes until the cheese on top is lovely and melty and bubbly and delicious. Time's up, let's have a look. Oh yeah. Right, I've just come into the ski lodge after hurtling down a mountain, so I'm hungry, I'm cold, and I want some hot, cheesy and warming. And this is it. Ooh, everything I hoped it would be. Cheesy, potatoey, bacony, but not salty, which is strange. So, that is delicious. So that is not quite authentic version of tartiflette, and it is wonderful. And you can have that as a main or as a side. It's marvellous. So hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching, and see you next time.